Welcome. Today we're going to discuss the technique Taming the Mace, its execution, some of the things that can go wrong during its execution, and things you should know in general about the technique itself. So keep in mind that we typically have long versions, middle versions, and short versions of the technique. Our execution vision is doing the long version. Today we're going to be sticking with the short version, and we'll get into why that is in a few seconds. So let's start out with the ideal attack, which is a step-through right punch. Now keep in mind we're dealing with a closed environment. So typically there's a wall behind us. It doesn't matter how close the wall is. It could literally be right on us, like we're literally against the wall, or there could be sufficient space where there's space, but we can't really step back. So remember, there's two reasons why we do things. We want to or we have to. This is one of those where we have to. So we're going to be stepping forward, just like we're doing some of our other techniques. Obviously, that's not the safest thing to do with an attack, but that's what we're going to do. So think about this like slipping the punches. The punch is coming. I'm trying to slip past the punch. But keep in mind, we're going to the outside, which means I'm going to end up eating that elbow, so that's where we have our hands. Our left hand is going to be doing a positional cover. I want to cover my face and potentially turn it into a check once I make contact. But ideally, what I'm trying to do is use my right hand to strike their attack. Think of this like calming the storm, where we hit the opponent, but we're now doing it to the weapon instead of the person, and then ricocheting into the person, not bouncing from the arm. So as he comes in, I want to hit and then ricochet to the temple. So the idea here is I want to be on the outside. Again, because we're below the elbow, I don't want to eat the elbow, so I start controlling the joint so that he can't use it against me, and then starting to attack the opponent so he's not thinking of his follow-up weapons, and I can take advantage of that. So from here, this is the part where a lot of people have problems with. I grab my opponent, I start to walk away. If you notice now I'm leaning and I'm depending on my muscles to try to pull this opponent, which if he's a lot bigger or a lot stronger, there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to do that. So the idea behind this technique is that I'm going to body fuse. I grab him and I fuse my elbows to my body, so as I'm anchoring my elbows, and then I step. If you notice, he's forced to come with me because we're now basically one unit. We're fusing together, so anywhere I go, he's going to end up going. So another way to think about this is a train. Trains don't start going full speed when they start to go slowly, and then they pick up their speed. So it's the same concept here. I'm going to start pulling him, which is going to go slow, and then as I fuse my body, then we're going to start to be able to move him and get out of our own way. So I'm going to do it facing away from you guys so you can see what this would look like. As he throws the punch, we're going to step and hit, I'm going to fuse, and then I start to pull him, and then I get out of my own way and throw him directly into you guys. Now keep in mind, this is the part where we will be throwing them against the wall and doing the rest of the technique. This is basically leap of death. Leap of death, we have the opponent on the floor. So we have a backing. We're using the floor to our advantage, using long-range weapons. So we have both our feet and both the hands to deliver strikes to the back of the opponent. This is basically doing the vertical version of that against the wall. We're throwing them against the wall. We're using the wall as the backing. Instead of going to the back, we're going to the front, and we're using single weapons to do the knee and the elbow, which are short range, instead of the doubles, which are long range, which is why we're not going to cover it in this video. Again, you can look at our Leap of Death video. You'll explain more of that on the video. We're just going to stick to the short version, which is we throw them out, and then we get to disengage or cover out. So one more time, quick walkthrough. Remember, closed environment, we're going to be stepping forward, slip the punch, ricochet from the hip to the temple, control them, anchor our elbows, don't lean. Think of going down at the diagonal and spiraling through, and then turning into your forward bow to let them go. From there, you can choose to continue, or you can choose to cover out like we're going to be doing. We'll do it one more time facing the camera so you can see. Up. We hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.